We never know what each day might bring here at Max, and we get very little retail traffic here, to be perfectly honest. Some of that's by design. You can pass by all day long and not even see a Max sign. One of our longtime customers, Steve Durkin, looked us up to replace equipment that's now 12 or 13 years old because of not only its age and what it's been through, but also a harrowing experience that you had last week. Tell us about that. You were in Colorado.
I was in Colorado, towing north on the interstate, a little bit north of Colorado Springs, and was towing triple. So I have a 1-ton Dodge dually truck, crew cab with a long bed. Behind that I had a tilt bed trailer that's 27 feet long. That had a 62 Chrysler on it, New Yorker, so heavy car. That was tied down with Max tie-down straps. Behind that, I had a tow dolly that was rented, and on that I had another 62 Chrysler 2-door hardtop. Something went haywire. We'll just leave it at that. I have yet to figure out, and the State Patrol couldn't figure out just exactly how this occurred either. But towing along at a steady 55 miles an hour, the car on the tow dolly suddenly and very violently went to the right, and then went to the left, and went back to the right, and went around to the second time went to the right so violently that it literally churned my overall length 70-foot tow around on a 2-lane freeway at 55 miles an hour. And during that, it did trash the tow dolly. And straps, tie-down straps on the tow dolly broke, safety chains in the tow dolly broke, etc., etc. The Max tie-down straps that the car on the were holding down the 62 Chrysler on the trailer didn't give an inch. They held the car on there perfectly.
And you mentioned to me that you have a long-standing career in law enforcement, so you've seen many of these incidences on the road behind the badge.
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, I've done accident reconstruction and things like that. I've worked in 3 states, Washington, Idaho, and Alaska, and so I've seen a lot of collisions. I've seen a lot of traffic incidents of all sorts of different kinds. To this, I'd say this has been a week, but I could not figure out just exactly what caused this to occur. I didn't figure it out, neither did Colorado State Police. But the long and short of it was that no equipment was damaged, and other than the tow dolly, and the main thing is the straps held my prize Chrysler on the trailer. So happy with that.
Your hair is all gone, but your colors returned nicely to your complexion, and nobody was injured.
A couple of people have suggested that I might want to, see about getting a upholstery cleaning.
Oh yes, but see, we never know. That's why they're called accidents, right? Because sometimes you can't say how it happened or why it happened, but you darn well know it did happen.
Most of the time you can find a cause, but every once in a while it's really difficult to identify that.
So needless to say, you cannot stress enough the importance of preparing for your trip and having those possessions, whether they're on the way to the junkyard or the restoration shop, tied down properly.
Correct. Absolutely. Yeah. Tied down properly, but tied down with quality equipment. Yeah. And there's no question that Max is absolute quality equipment. Like these straps here, I bought in somewhere around 2003, 2004. I used them probably every 2 weeks, one way or another, tying down whatever I may be hauling on one trailer or another, and one man or another. They still work perfectly. It's just the fact that with the stresses of throwing a 4,000-pound car around, I decided it was time to be safe and exchanging for new equipment.
That's great. Well, we certainly appreciate your continued patronage, and we're going to give these a new home somewhere and exchange them for some nice new equipment. Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you.
It's guys like you that keep this little business alive and doing well in Idaho.
That's great. I'm glad to see that. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you have that equipment available.
For sure. And you can't quite see it there, folks, but there is a Max label proudly sewn on that about 13 years ago. And like Steve mentioned, this is not the guy that goes off to one street rod show and sits under a shade tree. He uses this stuff all the time. And so not only is it in remarkable shape for that amount of use and that many years ago, but retirement comes to us all, and it's that day for this equipment.
It's time to retire that equipment.
Fantastic. Stay tuned for more good info from Max. Perfect. That's one day.